Hello, it is Kay, and this is Pretty Conspiracy. And I wanted to talk about something because I know I made a couple videos about the Kobe Bryant distraction and how his death was a prelude to the coronavirus. But also, I also wanted to talk about the distraction of sports. And I also wanted to talk about the aspect of sports, the sports distraction, or or the way that sports was used in the fear mongering of this coronavirus. Now I'm in Atlanta, and we're not on lockdown like some, I know California and other states are, but there are a lot of businesses closed. And so I am actually quarantined at this moment. But sports was used as utilized to spread the fear of the coronavirus. Because the moment that the NBA was compromised and the NCAA tournament was compromised, you noticed the pandemonium just exploded. How could you suspend the NBA season? Oh my God. And then for it to come out that there was a player, an NBA player, young, healthy NBA player with this virus, only compound things, and it exploded. This nation is obsessed with sports. And the major sports are always going to be the NFL football, Major League Baseball, NBA basketball, and NCAA sports, mainly NCAA basketball and NCAA football. And these are big businesses, and they make big money. And people sell out games. And you're talking about when they canceled the NCAA tournament, how much money was behind that? Everybody's like, I know it's serious. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And that's where you saw how serious and how real things got. Because up until that point, we had our antennas on. They were talking about coronavirus, but not to, yes, the fear wasn't there, not yet. And they utilized sports, the cancellations of all of these games, the suspension of all these seasons, the postponement of all of these major sports and major sporting events. They used that to capitalize on the fear mongering. Because notice how many NBA players now have contracted the coronavirus. These are young men, and they're, healthy men. But they're really not the face of the virus, or at least not the face of the virus who are actually succumbing to the virus. The fatalities still show that it's not these men in this age bracket, or it's older people, it's people with pre-existing medical conditions. They're more susceptible to it. But yet you see all these young athletes being tested, especially in the NBA, more so than any other sport. And it makes us fearful. So I wanted you to always look at that aspect of it, because I always think there is an agenda to things. And if you really pay attention, you will see that there's always something behind it, you know. And I was wondering what that agenda was, because as soon as the NBA got suspended that night, I think the next day, it was the next day or the day afterwards, the NCAA tournament was canceled. And I remember my friend texting me and saying, "Oh my God, they just suspended the NBA and they're about to cancel the NCAA tournament." And he was fearful. He was scared. He said, "This is scary," because he saw the severity of it. And at the time, it kind of scared me. But then my little spider senses came on. I'm like, wait a minute. You know how you can conquer people sometimes? You conquer them through fear. Fear can cripple you. It can really cripple you and make you scared to even leave your house. And guess what? A lot of us are afraid to leave our house right now. And it's like a fear tactic. It's very blatant. It's very out there. So they're overstating things. And I don't know. I question a lot of things because I always ask questions. I'm very intuitive. I'm very what do they call it? Well, not intuitive. Well, I am intuitive, but I've always asked a lot of questions, and always been very curious as to know why. Like, you're gonna tell me something, can you at least tell me why? Or the reasoning behind it? Inquisitive, that's the word. I've always been very inquisitive since I was a little girl. So I've always asked a lot of questions. I don't know if it's because I'm a Gemini, but it's the way I am. I've always been that way. And I've always questioned things, and people always said, even my brothers would say to me, why do you always question everything? Why you just can't accept things for what they are? Because I'm like, if it doesn't make sense to me, I want an answer to it. So I've always been very inquisitive. And I guess that's why I've always felt very different. But even with this situation here, do I think that the coronavirus is a hoax? No, I don't. I think it's very real. But like I said, I do think that it is man-made. I think that it's a biological element to it. A coronavirus that's been around since the 60s. I mean, you can look at your Lysol and your Clorox bottles and you'll see that it says kill human coronavirus on the back. So it's been around for a very long time. But this particular form of coronavirus, I think, had some added agents to it, because before a virus to survive on surfaces for days, it's not normal. It's not normal. And for it to survive in the air as long as it does and be as contagious as it is, that's not normal. That's not normal. Not in my opinion. And a lot of people are asking those questions. And we get called crazy for asking questions because they don't want us asking questions. They don't want us to but we're at a time where we done seen it all and heard it all. So it's hard to pull the wool over all of our eyes. But I can see that the way they utilize sports and the way they utilized the cancellation of sports, because sports is a major form of escapism for Americans, for people in general all over the world. And to cancel it, it wakes people up. It gets their attention, because a lot of people spend their time watching sports or going to sporting events or having their kids play sports or them, talking about sports. It's a major part of our lives. And that gets disrupted, I should say, and there's major chaos and fear, and it like I said, fear is a major. It can cripple you. It stops you from doing anything. It can stop you from leaving your house. And right now, thousands, if not millions, of people are afraid to leave their house. And we're told not to. So we're at home. It's this hashtag stay at home. And in countries like Spain and Italy, you get arrested for leaving your house. That's how serious it is. California's on lockdown. Illinois is about to be on lockdown. I think New York is about to be on lockdown. So they utilize sports. There was an agenda behind it. And I think they're utilizing these young, healthy NBA players as the face of coronavirus when they are not indicative of who is dying from the coronavirus. You just have to think about those type of things. Sports is also a big distraction. It could distract you from what's really going on in the world as well. But then again, sports is a form of escapism, just like video games and movies and celebrity gossip. All of this stuff is escapism from what's really going on in the real world, in real life. Because, we don't want to deal with the real world and real life because most of our lives are chaotic. We go to jobs we hate. We don't get paid enough. We're struggling to pay bills. We're in fucked up relationships. So we need those forms of escapism to survive and just get through the day. So, but yeah, sports has always been a big distraction. And it's always utilized as a form of distraction. And in this particular instance, it's utilized as a form of to spread chaos and fear and pandemonium. So just keep that in mind. And let that sink in. And let me know your thoughts on that little theory of mine. And I hope you guys are remaining safe and staying awakened and staying aware and vigilant and getting more knowledge as you are stuck inside the house. Maybe you still have to go to work, but just be more self-aware, be more conscious, read more, question more, look at things from different perspectives, from different points of views. I love it when somebody who is enlightened talks to me and they open my eyes. It makes my day to talk to an enlightened person. And I've talked to several who come to the channel, who's left comments, who've really opened my eyes on certain things. And I thank them for that. And I will hit you guys with another video.